Pasine Mandu. Before, as I always do, I want to encourage all of us who are here because I'm all about wealth creation. In fact, the president is all about wealth creation. We want to move away from the area or era where we were always working for others. We must now work for ourselves. So we are all about wealth creation. So I want to recognize those who are wealth creators or wealth created people, human beings. And most of these have been created by ZANU-PF. So I want to introduce a few people to you today who are business people. I'm going to start from the smallest, but I'm going to do about 3 only today. May all business people that came for this program, may they please stand? All business people, Tino. All business people, can you please stand? All business people, can you please stand? Okay. Chief, very good. Chief is a businessman. He's got a farm in Karoi. And all business people. So these are the business people that we have today. And I'm going to talk to you about a few things about them. Okay. Thank you, my brother, for coming. Please be seated. Let me start with a young man. A young man. Where is Kambeu? Kambeu, come here. Come here. Run. Okay. This young man here, this young man is Kambeu Tapiwa Kambeu. This young man is 20 years old. 20 years old, young man. This young man finished A-level and he got 13 points. He's got 13 points, but he decided to do online education and he's doing his degree via online because he wanted to start his own business. He started last year when he was 19, and he started by buying and selling eggs. Buying and selling eggs. And he started with a few crates, maybe, how many was it? 20 crates. Okay, I put 1. 20 crates. But as of today, he is doing 2,000 crates a week. And I'm showing you this young man because it can be done. By the end of this year, this young man will be doing close to 10,000 crates a week. 10,000 crates a week. But he is going to do backward integration. And he's going to have his own farm where he is going to start producing his own eggs. And that's how he is growing. So I want to show you that even you can make it as long as you start small. Thank you very much, Kambeu. Okay. There's another young man. Come, Dimair. Come, quickly. Come, Dimair. Come. This young man, I knew him when he was very young, and I always want to talk about this story. When his mother, when he was very young, he used to cry a lot. And he used to cry so intolerably that, we used to take him out of church. Then, I don't know what happened for about 10, maybe 15 years, 18 years. I did not see him. And then I only met him again about 3-4 years ago. And he now was one of the partners that has a system that manages the stock exchange. His name is Dimairo. And how old are you now?
34.
He's now 34 years old, and he now manages the system that manages the stock exchange. But not only that, he is the CEO of a company called Aura Technologies. Aura Technologies are the franchisee for Starlink in the country. So because he has come, he must give us some Starlinks, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm going to talk to him nicely so that he can give you a few starlings, maybe for the school. There is another gentleman. Clive, can you come? Clive, can you come? And this is the last person I'm going to introduce. This is a story that I love. This young man here is 41 years old. His mother passed away when he was 6 months old. 6 months old. And when his mother passed away, he started staying with his grandmother in Mbare. His name is Clive Chisenyi. And he used to stay in Mbare, and he started going, not Kumagaba. You know a place called Magaba in Mbare? You know that place? He started going there and he started buying and selling steel. Now he is the largest supplier of steel in the country. And his company is called Steelmate. And he's got 9 factories in the country. So I'm telling you, it is possible. When you are going to school, here, it is possible that you can succeed. Is that okay? So these are the people that I'm going to share with you today. As I said before, this program is not for adults, it's for the youth. Now, can all the students please stand up? All the students. All the students. All the students, can they stand up? Can all the children for the war veterans please stand up? Okay, very good. Now, I want students that all the students who have parents who have 99 offer letters or offer letters, or who managed to get an offer letter, whose parents have managed to get an offer letter, to please, or a 99-year lease, can you please remain standing and the rest sit down? Those who have parents who have land, can you please remain standing? Those who have, hey, what? Hey, hey, I'm talking about students. Okay. So you are the ones, are there any up there? Any up there? Okay. Can all of you who have who have parents who have got leases or offer letters, can you come and stand in front here? All of you. All of you, you must have an offer letter. Your parents must have an offer letter. Or you must have an offer letter. Students, come. Okay, I want you to stand here. You are not going to be... Okay. Yeah, we are doing a screening process. We are doing a screening process. Ha! Tukuda vana vadiki kani, vana vadiki. Very good. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Now, it's going to be a nice screening exercise. Okay. Now, because we are screening, we are going to remain with 10. We are going to remain with 10. We are going to remain with 10. So, the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to... very good, very good. How many of you have learned in Matabeleland, or Matabeleland South, Bulawayo, or Mat South? How many? How many? Okay. Anyone who is not raising their hand, can you please go back? If your father's or parents' farm is not, it must be in those whose hands are not up, please go back. Okay, you can stay, you can remain behind. You can stay. So we are saying that all of you here have, okay. Is the land in Blawayo? No, Blawayo, go. We want Blawayo. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, very good. Blawayo? Mat North, Mat South, and Blawayo. Okay. Mat North, Mat South, and Blawayo. Okay. How many are we? We want those who have aged 30 and below. Anyone who's 30 and below? If you are not 30 and below, go back. Okay, how many are we now? 30 and below, how many? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Very good. Now, are you strong? You are very strong. Okay. So you are going to stand until I finish. Is that okay? Okay, very good. Now, allow me to just talk to you about wealth. I have been talking, when I was in Masvingo, I spoke about a Wakanda mystery. And I want to go forward with that thinking and talk about the Wakanda theory. And today I'll be focusing on a dream and a journey. On a dream and a journey. And today I will not be long. The young people of today are the foundation of the next generation. So you are the foundation of the what? Next generation. And I want to introduce a term that is called generational wealth. And that is the new journey. Our president, when he's introducing the land tenure program, he is talking about generational wealth. What is generational wealth? It is my grandfather walked on foot, my father rode a camel, I drive a Mercedes-Benz, my child will fly an aeroplane. That is what is called generational wealth. And I'm going to show you how this is generational wealth. Now, for us to talk about generational wealth, land is the cornerstone of generational wealth. Land is the cornerstone. For those who read the Bible, the issues in the Bible are all about land. When we are talking about Christianity, we are talking about land. When we are talking about people going to fight for us, like Vanamkoma Jabulani Sibanda, Vanamama Chacha, they were fighting for land. So land is the cornerstone of generational wealth. If we want to create entrepreneurs, if we want to solve the problem of jobs, we do not start giving people jobs. We first of all provide ourselves with an entrepreneurial spirit and give ourselves tools that will allow us to have wealth. When we have wealth, that's when we can have things like employment. When you start today, wealth will be maintained, capacity will increase, and prosperity will reach the fourth generation. If you go to the Bible, chapter 13 of Proverbs, and verse I think is 22, it speaks about what I'm talking about. Wealth goes beyond generations. Most of us who are listening to me right now, their parents were teachers. They are nurses. They are training to become nurses. And their children will be musicians. There is no wealth in the creation there. Okay, we are always subjects or enslaved in being employed. And what the president is focusing on, he is focusing on making sure that he allows Zimbabweans to have their wealth. Now there are people who lose their minds, who lost their minds when I said wealth is an army. And they thought that I was having the army. foolish, foolish people. I am trying to say, Zimbabweans, when we have wealth, we can protect ourselves. As Zimbabweans, not as myself. All of us will be able to protect ourselves when we have wealth. Right now, when we are employed, we do not protect ourselves. For those who are students of history, you remember in 2000, when we introduced the land reform program, a lot of companies left Zimbabwe. And when they left Zimbabwe, what happened? All the jobs went with those companies. So we want to retain, as Comrade Jabulani has said, we want to retain the wealth here so that no one will be left behind and no one will be able to live. Generational wealth means assets passed from one generation to the next. Land, businesses, and savings. Generational wealth prevents starting over each generation. Most of our businesses, they are always starting all over again. Do you know there was some bus companies in the country? All of those buses companies are not there anymore. That means that that business was not a generational business. Are you following? Generational businesses move from one generation to the next. So this is what the president is trying to teach us. And I'm going to take a few minutes to show you what the land reform program, and indeed the land tenure program, will do to us as we unlock generational wealth. Now, so I'm going to go to the presentation and I'm going to be jumping slides as we are going along. First of all, let's go to slide number 3. Slide number 3. On that slide that you are seeing there, let's go back to slide number 2, sorry. Slide number 3. On that slide, you are seeing a country called Zimbabwe. In that country that you are looking at, we are thinking this is where Zimbabwe will be in 2050. 2050. We believe that the GDP of the country will be around 153 billion. We believe that agriculture will contribute 29 billion to that GDP. We believe that 40 billion will be the total investment that is required. We believe that we'll be producing 7.8 million tons of horticulture, 32 million tons of cereals. We believe that we will have 7 million cattle, 135,000 dairy cows. We'll have dairy production plants and three processing plants under CSC. This is the vision that the president has for this country by 2050. In order to establish this vision, we need to start today. And when we start today, we start by giving access to land and giving appropriate tenure. We are going to construct dams. We are going to produce 33,500 megawatts of solar plants. We are going to have a decentralized mechanization hubs. I'm on the next one slide. And we are going to have tractor manufacturers. All industries are going to come because of the land tenure program. Okay, but what is the land tenure program about? Land reform in Zimbabwe commenced in 1980. Then the constitution was established mechanisms to safeguard the legacy of land reform. And this happened in 2013. Currently, Chapter 16 and Chapter 72 of the Constitution provide the legal framework of land reform in Zimbabwe. The land reform program in Zimbabwe transferred land designation and marking it to the states, replacing title deeds with offer letters and revolutionizing the land registration system. Now, I want to jump because I want to move very quickly. I'm now on slide number 10. His Excellency, the President, has established a 13-member independent body comprising representatives from various ministries, forming the Land Tenure Committee. So the President set up a committee that comes from all walks of life. That is chaired by myself, And as a secretariat, and the chairman of that secretariat is here, Vajiri. This land tenure committee comprises 4 subcommittees, namely legal and compliance, finance valuation, survey planning, and digitization, and stakeholder management. There's a young man who is part of this process. I'm not sure he's here, but I'm going to introduce him maybe later on. The government has gazetted a total of 10.8 million hectares. The Land Tenure Committee provides beneficiaries with secure title ownership of their land. This is the most important aspect of this program. You know, when you don't have security of tenure, it means nothing. What the war veterans fought for is to have ownership. And so the president is now granting us this ownership through this process. This process also allows the valuation of urban and agricultural land, marketing and sale of gazetted land, and the land commission. Now, let me tell you something about urban land. In 2013-2014, I applied to buy a piece of land so that I can develop. So you apply to the Ministry of Local Government, and I did this. And when I did this, I applied and I was granted 650 hectares to develop. And then after that, a minister came along who was then at that time, and then he took away this right from me. This was in 2015, when then there was this minister of local government. Now this minister is now a former, and he talks too much. But this minister, he gave this land to some other people. And I was wondering, what had I done wrong for this injustice? And then in 2019, my rights were retained for this piece of land, 650 hectares, because this minister was not there anymore. Now, let me say this to you. I was then given an offer for this land. For 650 hectares, I was given an offer, and I was asked to go and pay $2.5 million. 2.5 million for 650 hectares. I was shocked that I am paying this little money for this land. If you go to the evaluation process right now, that land is supposed to be worth 48 million. I went to the president with this land, with this offer, and I showed him. I said, look how the land, how these people were destroying the country by devaluing these assets and giving to them their friends. I was wondering all this time, how can this person have a 4-story building in Harare? I then saw the reason why he did not want me to have it, because he wanted to be, he was using corruption himself to give his friends so that he can have this land. And that's why he was devaluing it. So I went and I showed the president. And the president then issued a moratorium last year that all land in the cities we must all stop issuing that land so that we can properly value that land. Because the land is the asset of this country. Now that minister, former minister, talks too much about corruption. And yet he was offering his friends the land for 2.5 million, when this value of this land is 48 million. So the president has stopped all this, and for that reason, we are now going to make sure that we give the appropriate value to all land. And I will tell you, I did not take that land. I have given it back so that they can properly evaluate the land, so that I pay the fair share to this country. Now, when this land that we are talking about is 10.8 million hectares, it's 10.8 million, and the beneficiaries are 360,000 beneficiaries, 360,000 beneficiaries. Now, 360,000 beneficiaries are not 15 million people. A lot of people are saying, why are we not getting this land for free? Not possible. Because how is the 16 or so million people that did not get the land, how are they going to be compensated also? Are you following? So the way to do this is that those who are going to be given this land should also pay a fair share so that the others can benefit through services. So what we are expecting from this process is that $16.8 billion is going to be generated from this process. 16.8 billion. And the president has said of this 16.8 billion, 22.5% is going to go to pay our debt for the improvements that we found on the land. 10% is going to go towards providing us, Zimbabweans, with agricultural loans. 10% is going to go to agricultural infrastructure. We want to put infrastructure across the entire country. So 1.6 billion of this amount is going to go to put infrastructure. 17.5% is going to wipe out our sovereign debt. So we want to eradicate ourselves from the chains of debt. And the president has allocated 17.5%. 13.5% is going to go towards cities infrastructure upgrades. 4% is going to go to chiefs for their development fund. 1.5% is going to go to war veterans. 1% is going to go to youth innovation. 1% to women's development fund. And 11.5% is going to go to presidential reserves, 7.5% to the RBZ. Now, I want to go to an A1 farmer so that I don't take too much of your time. A1 farmer. Now, A1 farms constitute about maybe 90% of all farms that were allocated, over 90%. And they're usually around 6 hectares. So for instance, in this Matabeleland region, and I want to thank my brother, Jabulani Sibanda, who I am also at pains with the very same thought, that we should not divide ourselves by tribes. We must not put Mashonaland, we must not put Matabeleland. We are dividing ourselves. In fact, the white man wants to divide us so that at least we don't recognize that we are one person. Let me just say to you as a fun fact, Ndinoera Gumbo, Majira Pasha. I come originally from Gutu, right? If you go to Mberengwa, you are going to find someone called Vagumbo. Those are my relatives. If you go to Musana, where we originally come from, in Marsh Central, those are my relatives in Marsh Central. But if you go to Matabeleland South and Matabeleland North, you are going to find a surname called Msipa. And Msipa is also Gumbo. So then what tribe is that Msipa who is in Matabeleland? What tribe is that person who is in Mashonaland? Is he Zezuru or is he Karanga when he's in Manikara? So I agree with you, Comrade Jabulani Sibanda. We must never be divided. In fact, we are all relatives through our totems. But I want to give you an example of an A1 farmer who is in this region. We just call it this region for today. Is that all right? Yeah, we want to change this narrative of Matabeleland. We want to call it the southern region. Okay, in the southern region, in fact, let me say this to you. This most probably is going to be the most fertile land in the future. This is where the wealth of Zimbabwe lies. We don't know it. I am telling you, that's where the wealth lies. Okay? Everyone thinks that it's Marsh Central. In 10, 15, 20 years' time, we all will be migrating to southern region because that's where the wealth lies. But I want to skip a lot of things because I want to talk to the young people so that they can ask questions. Now, 6 hectares in this region is priced at $300 per square meter when you are going to buy it. $300 per hectare, sorry. So if you are buying 6 hectares, you are going to buy it for $1.800. 1,800 for 6 hectares. Where have you found such cheap land? 1,800. With 1,800, you have 6 hectares. But not only that, if you are a civil servant, you get discounts. And by the end of all those discounts, you will have 1,440. And non-civil servants will be paying about 1,530 if you are paying cash. Let's jump that slide. If you are a war veteran, if you have 6 hectares, guess how much you are going to pay? I saw that they were war veterans. War veterans who are here. War veterans, let me say this to you, children of the war veterans. Your parents are only going to pay $60. $60 for 6 hectares. What a discount. We must celebrate the president. We should all rise and dance for $60. 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, 60. You have 6 hectares. But the president is recognizing that you fought for this country. Okay. Now, I want to say that we are looking at the chiefs because the chiefs own this land really. So we need to also provide some discounts for the chiefs. Allow me to say that if you go now to my next slide, the most important slide, jump everything else, go to this slide, number 17. I want to show you what you can do with 6 hectares in Matabeleland. 6 hectares. And I've just taken one thing. And we are launching one of the biggest programs, and we are going to launch it in Marsh Central ever done. This president is launching one of the biggest programs of providing access to capital in Marsh Central by end of July. I am encouraging all of us to attend that program. If you are not there, Watosara, as Enzo would say, amupo, aopo, ameno. And it's going to happen. I'm encouraging you to attend it because wasara. Now, this area is known for cattle ranching. I want to introduce you to something that you can do in Matabeleland. And the president is going to provide access to funding for everything that I'm talking about. First, he is going to give you the land. You are going to pay it over 20 years. But he is going to give you access to capital so you can do a specific project that you want. The president is doing that. But for you, I want to show you what you can do. I've just taken one example. One example that I'm taking is that suppose, and we are targeting 30,000 farmers. If you have 6 hectares, the president is going to give you facility to put up a borehole, which is solarized. He's going to allow you to have Starlink. But not only that, it's going to allow you to build paddocks. And you are going to pay for this over a 7-year period. 7 years. Now, Pamberi ZANU-PF, Pasne Mandu. Now, you are going to get a loan, a working capital loan of $26,000 when you are doing cattle fattening. It's a working capital. And that loan is going to allow you to have 25 fed cattle for fattening. 25 for fattening. Then when you have 25 cattle for fattening, okay, you are going to generate in the first year, and I'm going to give everyone to see it for themselves. Your induction cost will be 8,500. Your operational costs for the first month are going to be 2,800. But by March, your cost would have been 19,000. Okay, I've just been given money. So, and I'm going to talk about it later. So by the month 3, 90 days, you will have spent $19,000. Now, guess what? When you sell those cattle, which are 25 in month 3, you are going to have $23,000. That is going to be your revenue. And your profit is going to be around $5,000. And then you are going to start repaying that. I'm talking to students. You are going to start repaying in month 4, 2,800 for 12 months. By the end of the year number 1, because you now start selling 25 head of cattle every month, you are going to have a profit, or you are going to have a cash positive of $39,000, year 1, from 6 hectares. Now, I did an extrapolation, and I increased this for holding everything else constant. And I increased by 20%. Five per gore. In year number 1, we said you are going to have cash positive of what? $36,000 after all costs. And this was done by the Ministry of Agriculture. It was not done by me. But by year 10, you will be having a cash positive per month of $277,000 from 6 hectares. This is wealth creation. This is what Joshua Maponga talks about. That in year 10, you will be having 277 cash positive. And by this time, you will be sending to the abattoirs 100 cattle a month. 100 cattle a month. Now, when you have, my job is to create millionaires. That is my job. That's what the president wants me to do, to create millionaires. If these 30,000 people do what I'm talking about, they will be all worth 2.7 million each after year 10. That is what the president is talking about. 30,000 who are multi-millionaires from 6 hectares. That's what the president wants. That's what he wants to achieve. That's why we say, a lot of people don't know why we say what we say. Kuti vamunanga govanenge vachitonga 2030 because of this. Because we want all of us to be millionaires. We are sick and tired of working for someone else. We want to work for ourselves and create wealth with Zimbabweans. We don't want to take money outside. We want to leave money here. So, this is what I came to do today, to demonstrate that what I am talking about is going to happen. And I'm going to start it here right now. And I'm going to start it with these ones here. So we are starting with these people here. Professor Jir, Dombra Tumuye Kumberi. Please be seated. So now, I want to demonstrate that in 10 years, we are going to have multi-millionaires. 15 multi-millionaires. And they are going to go to their fathers and they are going to say, Daddy, Mama, we are going to work our land together. So here's what we are going to do. Each one of them, their land, I am going to pay for it. For each one of them. For 6 hectares. For 6 hectares. So we're going to pay for it. So we are going to make sure, because we want to make sure that you succeed. So I'm going to pay for the land. But what I'm going to do next is that we are going to provide you with $15,000 each to put infrastructure for these ones here. So we're going. Wait. So what we're going to do? So that is going to be a loan, and you are going to pay this loan 15,000 over 7 years. 7 years. What we are going to do for you as well, we are going to provide you with a loan, a working capital loan of 30,000 each. Working capital for your parents, wherever they are. Okay? And for you, and we are going to assist you. He is going to assist you from his office. Each one of us. Please come and write these names down. These ones here. And they are going to assist you with an aggregate officer who's going to come and see to make sure that you are farming. The numbers that I got them from him. Then, the last thing that I'm going to do for you. The 30,000 is going to assist you to buy the cattle that you are going to fatten. And we are going to make sure that you are buying the right cattle to fatten. And when you have done that, in month number 3, they are going to be ready for production. I am going to find a company for you which is going to buy those cattle for you. So you have the land, your parents have the land. Your parents, so you are going to have title deeds. You are going to have loans, to have irrigation, to put paddocks, and then after that, we are going to give you working capital to buy the cattle and go, and you are going to participate in the process and make sure that we create millionaires. In March Central, where we are launching this program, all of you must come with your parents, and we are going to show the president the title deeds that you now have, and the loans that you have, and the purchase agreement for the cattle that you are going to produce, so that you now begin to have a business. We want you to be millionaires. In year number 7, you must be millionaires. This is what we want for you. And this is going to be happening for this region, this side. So please stand and make sure that your names are written. Go to the back and go and get your names. Please be seated. You know, let me say this to you. Ndiri mutumwa. Mutumwa anambonje. Munaenda atumwa na president. Hapana changu hapa. Zvinhu zvese ndio zva ED. That's why we say 2030. We want him to see the result of what he started. We want to see the results. We are tired and we are sick of working for someone else, particularly the white man. Telling you, our president is an excellent president. He sees the future. He sees the start from the beginning. He sees the beginning from the end. And I hope that with this initiative, all of us are going to be encouraged to participate in the Land Tenure Program, and that we can all succeed. There are many other programs that are coming. And I'm telling you, on that day, war veterans are going to be supported. Women are going to be supported. We are leaving no place and no one behind. In conclusion, as I said when I was in Mashingo, the Bible chapter 2 in the Bible explains how God created everything. The Bible does not tell us of where God created a chair. The Bible does not tell us where he created a chair. God did not create chairs. He left that for us. What he created are trees. But from those trees, we can see, we can build a chair. And so what the president has done for us today, he is not going to give you money. When someone gives you money, say, and this kuda, you want wealth. You want wealth. We want wealth. We want wealth. We want wealth. Nika, inovakwa nevenevayo. Nika. Nika. Ilizwe. Thank you, I thank you.
Just that alone, we need to thank the president. So today is our day. So we want kuti tikwanise kuvunza mkoma kuda tagwirei, Dr. Keyara tagwirei, ma questions atinofunga kuti these ones we really want to understand. It might be for the land tenure, it might be because of business or anything. So ndo pandiri kuda kuti tikupei mkana uno, tokupai mkana wekuti muvunze ma questions amuri kuda kuti muvunze. So we are now opening the floor. Mkoma kuda Dr. Keyara tagwirei andizuti muchapindira muri papo oro munosumuka. All right, thank you very much. So we'll ask one as we go. Tovunza my questions. Atiri kufunga out, we can ask him. I'll invite you on stage. Anenga achivunza wacho, and then he'll be able to respond to you. Please, can I have one person come through? We are itone manya itone. There's someone coming. Okay. 3 questions, please, for a start. All right, fine. Dokumbra Papaton. Yes, yes. All right, Mira, one at a time. You can stand there, please. Thank you. All right, come here.
Compliments of the day, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. So my question is, with the government moving towards more secure, bankable land tenure documents, how do you think the private sector, especially companies like Sakunda, can support smallholder farmers to move from subsistence to commercial viability?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's take 3 questions.
3 questions.
3 or 5 questions, yeah.
Okay, 3 or 5
Obey.
questions. Yes, let's go.
Please
come through.
Our first question, come.
It was not clear.
The first one, please. Before, hello, Miss Ruler.
Answer our companies like Sakunda, come through.
The first question.
So that we write it down. What's your first question?
Someone is writing.
The question I had. So my question is, with the government moving towards more secure, bankable land tenure documents, how do you think the private sector, especially companies like Sakunda, can support smallholder farmers can support smallholder farmers to move from subsistence to commercial viability?
Okay.
Subsistence to commercial viability.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you very much.
Hello, Zimbabwe. My name is Musawengo Senkala from Cholo, Chochabanda.
Okay.
So my question to Sir Takure is, in your personal opinion, what does Nika Inova Kwanevene Bayo Ilize Lakiwa Ngabanikazi Balo mean in context of land ownership and responsibility?
Okay. Very great question.
Thank you. Yes. Can we have one more question? Yes.
Good afternoon, Zimbabwe. My name is Natalie Lunga. I'm coming from Lighthouse High School. I have two questions for Mr. Takure. My first question is, there are rumors that you're a tenderpreneur. You benefit from the government, that's how you got this far. Then my second question is, I have a father who owned a construction company, and before he died, he bought a land in Pumula South, where he started building a school called Lighthouse High School, where I'm currently learning. So I don't know if my question is answering itself back or what, but that's my question for you.
The second question is?
The second question is, you can work hard to achieve what you want. So people can say what they want, but then when you know that you work hard to achieve what you achieved, then...
Okay, all right. I think I get it.
Thank
I
you.
get it.
So there is a question here. Hold on. There is a question which has been raised here. Hanzi Dr. Keara Tagwirei. Tinonzwa kuti munonzi muri tenderpreneur, munowana ma-contracts akawanda stere ku-government. Please, chimbotiudzai nezvazvo. We want to understand more about it.
Okay.
Then she then said, isusu inini baba vangu vakandisira a piece of land. So how best can I also benefit from that land as a person who stays here in Mkobulawai?
Thank
Those
you
are
very
the
much.
two questions.
How many are there now?
There are three.
Okay, let's go two more.
Two more. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor,
Okay.
for the opportunity. My question is very clear.
Clear.
Dr. Takwire, the Dema Power Project was and is still an important step during a difficult time for Zimbabwe's energy needs. What was the bigger vision or goal that guided you in leading that project, and how does it fit into your long-term plans for making sure Zimbabwe is reliable and affordable energy in the future? And then lastly, what would be your advice to a young person in locating their role in Zimbabwe's energy questions?
Okay, thank you very much. Let's have the last one, then I'll come.
This one is called Stacy. She is the SRC president for NAST, where we are here today. Let's clap hands for her.
Thank you. Our guest of honor, my question is, we have young people here, school students here, and even those who are not here today. A lot of people have dreams, they have visions, they have things that they want to achieve that will contribute greatly towards Vision 2030, right? But the gap that is there is that there's no link between the businessmen and women that you have here today and those that are out there, and between them and students and young people.
Okay. All right. Have you got that, Obey? Okay, now let me take those questions. Obey, please come. Okay. Do you have another
Sorry.
question?
Whilst the questions are coming,
Do you have
just
another
one
one?
more question, please.
Okay. No, allow her to ask the other question that
Okay.
she has.
All right, so that's my first question. What is being done to bridge that gap? The second question is, we have programs like this that you are now doing, and this is a good job. But I think we also need, as young people, mentorship programs that will also allow young people to be guided by bigger people in the industry, leaders as well in the country. So if we could please have more mentorship programs that put young people into smaller groups and help them interact and have access to businessmen and women as well as leaders in the country, think that would be very much appreciated by young people like myself.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to answer these, and these are very, okay. No,
Please come.
can you just wait? Let me just answer them because they are being written that side. Okay, these are some good, some easy questions. How does Sakunda assist farmers from subsistence farming to commercial? 2015, 2016, we started a program called Command Agriculture. Remember that program? We were trying to establish exactly that, where we are giving you inputs, we give you access to capital. And the president's vision as we speak right now is wanting to give you access to capital, and when he gives you access to capital, you'll be able to move from subsistence farming to commercialization, or subsistence anything really, to commercialization. And this program is one such. And what we do at Sakunda is that we have a fund called, an initiative called Bridging Gaps, which also assists young people to be able to have access to capital. It is important to be able to want to move from subsistence farming, and that education is going to be coming. The importance of land ownership. Well, that's exactly why we are here. The president has recognized that without ownership, you will not have access to capital. So the reason why you are getting access to land and to have land tenure, to have title deeds, is because so that you can have ownership for posterity. For those who are Bible students, you know that the Israelites got land around 2,000 years before Christ. And those families still own their land up to today. And that is the vision of the president, and yet you must have that land. And what is the meaning of Nyika inovakwa neve nevayo? Well, it means exactly that. The people who are in this room must build the country. You must build the country. That's what it means. There's no carry favoring it. We don't want foreigners to build our country. We want our country to be built by our own people. And that's what the president wants. You are a tenderpreneur. This is the best question ever. Let me tell you, my young children, my young students. Let me tell you this. Are you listening? Let me tell you this. Are you listening? If you are not a tenderpreneur, you are foolish. If you are not a tenderpreneur, you are foolish. There is the biggest buyer or seller in this country is government. So if you do not want to get a tender from the biggest supplier, the biggest buyer, where are you going to get your business from? So anyone who tells you that you must not get tenders is foolish. You must actually strive to get a tender from government. Those who are saying these ones are tenderpreneurs are jealous because they don't get the tenders. Because if you have the tender, you will not say you are a tenderpreneur. In fact, I would rather be called a tenderpreneur. Let me tell you this. Do you know a gentleman by the name Elon Musk? Who knows Elon Musk? Elon Musk, someone? Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, is a tenderpreneur. Because his biggest contracts are with the American government. So he won those contracts. That coining of that word was done by white people to discourage black people to get access to business from government. Now, there are two stages of business. You can be a manufacturer. You can be a trader. There is nothing wrong with you being a trader. Where you have the access to markets, you must buy from this one who does not have. Some of the biggest companies in the world, like Glencore, are traders. Vitol, traders. Trafigura, these are multi-billion companies. But their biggest contracts are with governments all over the world. And those companies are white-owned. So we, Zimbabweans, must be our owners of our own destiny. And if I can get a tender or many tenders, I will get them. You can call me whatever name you want. I don't care. So you must also want the same, to have access to tenders. The question must not be tenderpreneurship. The question must be, how do I have access to those tenders? That is the question. Not this silly question to say, are you a tender? I am a tenderpreneur. Yes, I am. White people everywhere in the world are tenderpreneurs. Why don't you call them that? So yes, I'm a tenderpreneur. And then you can never very much tenderpreneur. However, let me say this to you. For those who are listening, I have never gotten a tender from government, this government, since 2019, 2020. Never won a tender. I have never gotten a tender. In fact, I have never wanted a tender from this period. I have never. But those who are getting them, I am happy for them. If anyone gets a tender, I will celebrate with you. And if you want access to capital to supply your tender, come and see me. I will help you also. Those who are outside the country, who want to try to destroy, they were tenderpreneurs also. Vese vanakasukwere, vanabiti, vese matenderpreneur veve. Anyway, I'm getting away. Tenderpreneur is DEMA projects. Now, let me tell you something small about DEMA project. I won't take a bit of your time. That contract you called DEMA, that I got, they said I was a tenderpreneur. But that contract was supposed to assist the country at that time. The people who had gotten that contract, it was owned by George Soros and Madeleine Albright. Those were the owners. The very people who are destroying the country were the owners. Then the government said, no. I had my own project, which was going to Manicaland. It was going to produce 890 megawatts. Then the government asked me to come and fill in the gap because they realized that George Soros was going to want to give us power. How can your enemy give you power? How can your enemy give you power? So the government then decided who is the biggest supplier of fuel. And let me say this to you, 80% of the operation costs of DEMA are fuel. Who is the biggest supplier at that time of fuel? Me. So where do you ordinarily go to? Me. This is simple and straightforward. Not only did I do this, the government also asked me to provide a price for fuel, one price for fuel for 3 years. No company in the world can give you a fixed price for 3 years. I gave that to my government because so anyone who tells you that, so APR, the reason why I'm on sanctions today is because APR, which was owned by the Democrats, which was owned by Madeleine Albright and George Soros, the government refused to give them this contract, and the government gave it to me, and the power came. So people then put me on sanctions. I'm happy to be put on sanctions by America. It is better to be put on sanctions by America by being put on sanctions by our own president. So I'm happy. I'm not okay. I'm okay. Anyway, advice to young people of Zimbabwe, a link between students and business. This is what you are doing. You must attend these functions more and more, and this will be okay for you. Advice to young people, you must dream big. I started my company with 7,500. Someone started telling me I started 21. I started with 7,500. The year later, I sold my house for 24,000. 7,500. In 10 years, I was the biggest supplier of oil in the country. So if I could dream that way, it means that you also can dream the same. Don't be motivated by what people think about you. Be motivated about your own vision. If Abraham had listened to his friends, he would not have moved to Canaan. Canaan is beckoning for you if you decide that you are going to do and you are going to move. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. You must take the first step. You must take the step as young people. And I've just shown you a young man here. He's now doing 2,000. Mazaj Tengesa. Akama Tengesa, because he had a vision. So you also can do the same. Are there any other questions? I think we must come to an end. Are there any other questions?
Yes, there are.
Maybe 10 questions, 5
So
questions.
what we
only.
have done was to jot down some questions here.
Yeah.
I'll give you an opportunity as well. To jot down some questions here. They were compiled by that team. As you answer, I'm going to give you an opportunity. The question is, there are recent utterances on social media that you are positioning yourself for presidency through these programs. What is the objective of these programs you are having? You are calling the land tenure. I'm going to allow, are we going to have any other people?
No. Okay, I think for them,
It seems like I was having the same question. Okay. Shona njani?
Shonile.
So, njengomuntu osakhulayo who is always on social media, ngivumeleni ngibuze hayi ngokudelela but ngokuhlonipha. So there's been a certain narrative from social media that you aim to run the next presidential election. My question, with all due respect again, is how far true is that, sir?
Okay.
Thank you. There is also another question to say. A concern about corruption. How do you respond to the fact that DEMA was corruptly awarded? That's why you were given sanctions.
Okay.
Maybe you could respond to those two and then we can then go on further.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, Nika. Inova kwaneve nevayo. 2030. Vachitonga zvavo. Now, 2030. Vachitonga zvavo. That means there is no vacancy for the president. Now, I am a businessman. And why should I be looking for something that does not exist? It's foolish for me to look for something that, why spend my energy when there is no vacancy? There is no vacancy for the president. And the president is going to be there up to 2030. So anyone who is saying that they are foolish in their own thinking because there is no vacancy for the presidency. And I am a soldier that has been sent by the very president who is going to be there until 2030. There's no vacancy. Anyone who thinks that there is a vacancy should go and sleep and wake up again because they are dreaming. They are dreaming. Yes. The next question is about DEMA. I've just spoken about DEMA. DEMA. They say I was corruptly awarded. I just told you. I can show you documents. I made a proposal to the OPC to go and provide 890 megawatts of power. The person who wrote that proposal is sitting here. Where are you, Everton? He's here. He's the one who did that proposal for me. I dreamt it, he wrote it. And we were going to provide 100 megawatts from Mutare. I think it's Orange Grove in Mutare. And we were going to have a short, medium, and long-term plan because there was no power. So the short, short plan was to have power in Manicaland. And in Manicaland, we then go and do a further plant in Yekol and also do a gas plant. Now, what then happened? The reasoning, because we are business people, the reasoning was simple. You move diesel from Beira to Mutare. You then generate power from Mutare. You then wheel it to wherever you want. In fact, you can actually use it in Mutare. So that was my reasoning. I wanted to do it there. So when I made my proposal of this short, medium, and long-term plan, the government then called me and I went into a meeting. That's when I was asked a few questions about how I can be able to quickly come in because APR was a security threat in the country. And that's why I was asked to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, there are two ways of being awarded a tender. You go through what is called a cabinet authority. Cabinet sits and then they decide, then they award you something. 25 or so ministers, they deliberate on it, and then they award you. The second way is obviously to have a tender that comes out, and then the winner is awarded the tender. A cabinet authority was issued, where 26 ministers sat and decided that I must do an emergency power plant. The major question was, can I be able to provide it within 3 months? And in 3 months, I provided this power. I actually brought the biggest plane in Anatov 225, which landed in Harare, to provide equipment for this initiative. So, not only did I do this, the price that the Americans wanted was 3 cents more expensive than what I provided. So if I was corrupt in the right direction because I was cheaper. So I am saying to you, if I am, and I want to say to you as a side note, the people who speak the most about corruption are the most corrupt. Now, have you ever seen that the president does not speak about people? I learned from the best. The president doesn't speak about people. He speaks about his vision. So I follow the president's vision. The president's vision is not about corruption. It's about building the country. Now, the people that speak about corruption are the most corrupt. If I was to stand here, and Tendai Biti knows this, and I start to talk about his corrupt activities, if I was to speak about all these people, Vanaka Sukwere is the one of the most corrupt people I know is Sevia Sukwere. So we don't celebrate people and their misgivings. We celebrate about work and going forward. I hope I've answered this question. Let's go.
I think you did, sir. Thank you very much. There are a lot of questions that came, but we thank you for your time and for your patience as well. We appreciate you. Let's give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm told by the team that all these questions that were asked here, the answers will be provided for on the Leadership Series website. Please do go there and make sure to follow us on social media, I guess. To our guests of honor, thank you so much. I would like to request the presence of the Vice Chancellor to come through and give us a few words, and then we get our vote of thanks from the Honorable Minister. Asimchayeleni izandla uVC esiza